This is Calvin with Love Dallas, and I'm just here to share a quick testimony about an encounter I had with a Jewish man. And so, the Lord highlighted this guy to me. I just walked up to him and I asked him, I was like, "You seem like you have an interesting interesting conversations." And I just straight up asked him what his beliefs in God was. And he ended up telling me that God's real, but he had some issues with him. He ended up telling me he was Jewish. And so a couple of months back, the Lord really put in my heart to buy all these Jewish books, about Jewish history and Jewish literature and just Jewish Bibles. And I didn't know why. But I was just obedient. And so I had been reading these different books, and they had increased my understanding of the Old Testament, because the Old Testament is really prophesying the coming of Jesus, it's all about Jesus. And so because I had listened to that prompting about studying the Hebrew culture and the Hebrewness of Jesus, I was able to really relate to this guy, and he was really receptive to my message about telling him that Jesus is his Messiah, because I didn't just come at him with just you need to accept your Messiah. I understood Jewish culture. I understood Jewish history, and I could talk to him about his own tradition and his own cultures. And the Lord softened his heart because of that, because they are his people. And so it is important to know. The Lord showed me that it is important to know about the Jews so that they can accept their Messiah, because Jesus himself said that he will not return until the Jews in Jerusalem call upon his name and accept him into Messiah. And so once I asked him about his beliefs in God, we end up just going straight into talking about, he could tell I was Christian, and we got really, he thought I was going to go into just talking about the New Testament, but since the Lord had prepared me using the Old Testament, we just had an hour-long debate about the Old Testament and about different aspects of God. And I really talked to him from a Jewish mindset and not a Christian mindset. And so he was really engaged in the conversation because I was talking to him from his point of view and not my Christian point of view. I didn't try to force my Christian views on him, because as I mentioned, the entire Bible is about Jesus. So you can find bits and pieces telling about the coming of Jesus in the Old Testament. And if you really know your Old Testament, a Jewish person will respect you, and they will respect the conversation that you have, and they'll be more willing to listen to you. And so we bonded over the Old Testament. We bonded over Jewish history. We bonded over Jewish literature. And I really thought he was going to reject me for being Christian, but he really we connected, and he told me that he was really interested in sitting down and continuing the conversations. So yeah, it was a very fruitful conversation. And the Lord really was on me to talk to him, and he gave me discernment and how to approach the conversation with him. And so, so afterwards, I ended up leaving this guy, and then I ended up meeting back with my team, and we were debriefing, and we happened to debrief in a parking lot that was next to this guy, the Jewish guy. And so as we were debriefing, I just kept looking over because the Lord was prompting me to go back and talk to him. And so I went back and I talked to him. I was just honest. I was I'm Christian, so I do talk a lot about how the Old Testament prophesies about Jesus, Yeshua. And he was like, "That's not a problem, man." And then he actually offered to teach me Hebrew and Aramaic because this argument that he had is that he felt that we were mistranslating some of the prophecies. But he really was, he put the offer out there because he was really interested in hearing my perspective, because coming from a Christian perspective, I believe I offered him a different perspective on his own scriptures, and it piqued his interest because he had not heard it told in reverse,